Sorry.
Okay,
Stephanie, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Member Heggie?
Here.
Member Hunter? Member Merchant?
Here.
Member Perham? Member Reed?
Here.
Member Wynn? And Member Crowder?
Here.
And you have a quorum.
Okay. Well, let's start with an announcement I have to make. In compliance with the directives of the county, state, and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this meeting is live streamed and closed to the public. Temporary procedures are subject to change pursuant to guidelines related to social distancing and minimizing person-to-person contact. To make a verbal comment at today's meeting, dial 916-875-2500 and follow the prompts to be placed on a queue for a specific agenda item or of agenda matter. When I open public comment for a specific agenda item or off agenda matter, you will be transferred from the queue into the meeting to make a verbal comment. And then written comments are always accepted. Send your email comment to board clerks at county, and your comment will be routed to the board and filed in the record. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's meeting. Thank you for coming. I'm Jim Crowder. I'm the chair for Cosumnes CPAC, and the CPAC members are volunteers appointed by Sac County Board of Supervisors. The council shall be advisory only to county agencies. The purpose of CPAC is to encourage citizen participation in the planning processes, provide local forums to develop and propose community goals and objects, to serve as a local sounding board for new proposals offered by county staff and other, to assist the county planning agencies and the Board of Supervisors in carrying out approved community plans and county's general plan. And the function of CPAC may include updating community goals and plans, developed and proposed community improvement programs, review and comment upon proposal amendments to the general plan, specific plan, zoning change, conditional use permits, and related matters. Advisory recommendations are forwarded to the hearing bodies, include the Zone Administrative Subdivision Review Committee, the County Planning Commission, and the County Board of Supervisors. Our meetings are open to the public. Courtesy notices are mailed to the property owners and occupants within 500 feet of the project based on the address on record and posted on the county. Now we got that out of the way. Who do we have on the agenda tonight, Clerk?
Your first item is 14805 Ryonosa Drive Development Plan Review, located at 14805 Ryonosa Drive in the Rancho Murrieta community, and the request is for a development plan review.
Okay, do we have any public comments at all?
We have not yet received any public comment.
Stephanie, is the applicant on the line or not?
I don't see the applicant here, but we do have the planner, Jessie Shen. She is here.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jesse. We could probably make this really quick. The Rancho Murrieta Association is well aware of the project, has reviewed the project. Crowder and I both live in the community. We know where it is. It's on land where it belongs. I don't see from looking at the plans or conversing with the RMA that there's any objection to this whatsoever. I don't know if Jim concurs with that or not, but that's my assessment of it.
John, I agree with you 100% because when it went to the ARC community with the planning purpose of it, the review committee, they reviewed everything twice over, had the builder come back when there were some questions about getting things up to code, and it meets Mark's approvals. It's good to go. The committee said everything was fine, and the board said the same thing.
John, can I ask you a question, or Jim?
Yeah,
Sure, Fred, go ahead.
Basically, it has to do with the 2 oak trees, right? The house is fine. It's just the removal of the 2 oak trees in accordance with the county plan.
yep, you've got the 16-inch one and the 15-inch one, and I don't believe the fines, or, should I say the assessment to remove the trees have been paid. My only question, I believe it's that they will be paying RMA.
So that money stays within the RMA into the Marietta.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll get mitigated out, I think, Fred, in an RMA plan. That's generally what happens. It keeps the stuff inside the gates, and we haven't had anything. We haven't had anything over there in so long. I don't know exactly where these are going to go, but that's generally what's happened in the past.
Do they pay money, or do they have? Is it? How much does it cost? Just out of curiosity, if it's public knowledge.
I can't answer that one. I don't know.
I believe it's 185 an inch.
Hi, this is
185.
Jessie. I can answer that question if you'd like me to.
Sure.
So the payment will be to the RMA, and RMA has confirmed that they will take full responsibility for the planting, maintenance, and warranty of the replacement trees. The amount of inches identified to be mitigated for is 35 inches. And if you give me a second, I can pull up the dollar amount per inch.
Thank you.
It is $325 per diameter at breast height inch.
And that's the county rate, correct?
Yes. But what I have provided Mark at RMA is the number of inches so that he could collect.
Okay.
Thank you.
I do have
They
one
have
question. Stephanie,
Do
on
they have to plant trees, or just do you guys plant the trees with that money, or what happens? You plant new trees?
Yep, they plant the trees with that money. He's got spots already waiting to be filled right now.
Okay, but it's within Rancho Marietta.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I have an open space, Fred, on my lawn. If it's a nice tree, I'd be willing to consider that.
You'd be very old before they ever grew, John.
Fred, it's my birthday. I am old.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday, John.
I don't have any other questions. I'm amazed that it had to go through this. It only had to go through this because when it was first developed, there was no exact place where the house was going to go. Is that the reasoning? If the
I
house
think,
didn't get those
Fred,
two trees,
it's a vacant lot. It's an unbuilt lot in a final map that goes back into the 1990s. We haven't, there are still a few on the south side there. There's a few stray lots over there. There's going to be a whole new Riverview project with 145 more houses over there. That's a whole other discussion we're going to have down the road.
Yep.
But this is just a fill-in project, and it's on final territory, and there's really not a lot to say here on this one.
well, the only point I wanted to make was if the house didn't bother these trees, the people wouldn't have to go through this. Right?
You're right.
Okay.
Unless, like John was saying, what if this is the last parcel out of 300 that were getting developed or were sold off?
You're probably right, Fred. I mean, there's really not a lot outside, the conventional boundaries of the final maps that would have been done here. if there weren't a couple of trees in the way. I'm not sure exactly what the nomenclature would be, but it would have almost been pretty much over-the-counter stuff. I mean, RMA approves all this, goes through their architectural review committee and everything else, and I called down there just to make sure, number one, they knew about it, and number two, if they were cool with it, and they were. They've been involved in this from the beginning.
Well, the reason I asked is that some people asked me about looking for lots in Rancho Murrieta, and I knew of one or two over off Via Sereno that had big trees on them.
Yeah.
I said, you better go talk to Mark
Yeah.
ahead of time. Don't get surprised down the road and say that tree cost you $50,000 to get rid of or something. You better go.
Yeah. You know, everything left on the north, which isn't much, has pretty much, unless it's just somebody that's been holding on to a lot for 25 years, everything over there that's not built out on the north is for some reason exactly like that. It's either on an elevated lot, it's got trees, it's got outcroppings, it's got all of the above. Those are pretty much what's left. So every one of those in some way, shape, or form on the north side is going to be an exception.
That's good. I just told them to better find out from you guys, your association, and everybody like that before they run downtown and get started.
Yeah, their first stop needs to be at the RMA. I mean, those guys down there have been dealing with this for 40 years.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's go, Jim. Let's vote.
Okay, no kidding. So if there's no other questions or comments, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve this as proposed on the planning project matters for review.
I'll second it.
Okay, Stephanie, that's where we have a vote now?
Yes, I can do the roll call vote if you're ready.
Yep, we're ready.
Member Heggie?
Yes.
Member Hunter? Member Merchant?
Yes.
Member Perham? Member Reed?
Aye.
Member Wynn? And Member Crowder?
Yes.
And motion carries.
And that is all for tonight, correct, Stephanie?
I just want to double check I got the first and the second motion made by Member Merchant and seconded by Member Heggie.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We do have a couple miscellaneous items. Your second item on the agenda is a staff update.
Yeah, this is Chris. This is Chris Bahuli. I think maybe just mention one thing since we're on the Murrieta, or since we were talking about Murrieta. Just want to mention that we did just receive an application that affects one of the maps that had been previously approved. It was the Residences East project. That property owner has submitted an application, just came in last week or so, to remap that subdivision as a parcel map and do sort of large estate or ranchette type units. So that's going to be something that we're probably a little ways away, but it'll work its way to the CPAC eventually. If folks are interested in sort of tracking it in advance of it coming to the CPAC, I'll give you the control number. It's PLMP 2020-301.
Say that one a little slower, Chris, for us.
Yep, it's PLNP 2020-00301.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much up to snuff on this one. The Community Services District, we've been working with this for quite some time in front of him submitting the application, but now from what you're telling me,
it's in.
It's in. Okay, good. Okay.
Yep. So that was the only update I needed to
these
provide.
These are larger parcels in Marietta. Is that what you were saying?
Well, yes, they are. It's a large property that was previously subdivided. There was a previous PD ordinance and subdivision map that was approved, and now there is an application in to rethink that subdivision map that was previously approved.
Right. We've had some
Got it.
discussions
Okay,
with
thank
him. There were the residences east and west were subdivided into two 99-unit parcels way back, 2003, I'm guessing, but way back then, to work with or get around, however you want to call it, the low-income housing requirements. It was originally zoned for 237. They broke it into 299s. Bob Kyle, the guy that's submitting this, envisions doing, the last pass I had with him, 4 larger parcels, and there's some other miscellaneous stuff he may or may not do. But it takes it way down in terms of density. I mean, way, 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 way down. So it'll be interesting to see how this one comes forward. But that's kind of where it is. I'm really glad to see he finally got it to the point where he was comfortable enough to submit the application. So we'll take this one forward as it goes.
And that was the only update that I was going to provide this evening. Thanks.
The only other thing, Jim, I have one announcement. If we're still, within the parameters of doing these kinds of things, we're making great headway on the Scott Road intersection at Prairie City, where it's going to intersect with the connector. The JPA board got a 5-0 on that and recommended it to SACCOG as their number one priority in the maintenance and modernization category. They've built a new map on that that has a traffic circle that ducks its way into the OHV park and into the new Folsom maintenance yard. And because that happened, the good news there is Folsom has also recommended it as a very high priority. I think 3 out of their 12 total for the January grand giveaway that they do up there every year on grant money. So we're putting together a public campaign. The RMA, the Rancho Marietta Association's endorsed it. I think we got half a shot this time, actually. We'll see what happens. They're not usually kind to rural roads, but it's a really, really, we're going to take it as far as we can take it. I think we got a shot at actually making the permanent connection to the connector happen in the next couple of years when the connector itself goes through East Bidwell down to Prairie City Road. So Fred, the turn with the broken trailer axles may go away if we can make this happen.
Well, I wondered about, because the traffic management plan that went on for years and years, I thought Herb Garm said he still had a contract signed by everybody that they were going to be big enough to get cattle trucks out of there. That was part of that.
From what I understand, and I've actually seen the map, which I will send you a copy of, this interchange, well, you're coming right through Prairie City there. I think Carol Anderson and Sullivan are going to endorse it because, they bring a lot of trailers down to the events down the Scott Road because that's the way the GPS tells them to go. And, they have the same trouble with trailers on that road that everybody else does. But it would really, first of all, it would improve about, one at least of the 7 miles of that crappy road. So I'll keep you informed, but so far we'll know by the end of January, I guess, whether we're going to make it or not, but they're pushing it.
Keep me updated. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I may need to talk to you because I may want you to write a letter or make a call or do something, at least as we go forward, being that being our resident on the road.
Mm,
Are we in the comment section then?
I'd say we're in the comment section, yeah.
I
Yeah.
just have one comment. Do we have minutes for these meetings? Aren't they supposed to be sent out to us?
This is Stephanie, the clerk. We don't do minutes, we do an action summary, and I can certainly send that to you if you'd like. We do.
I thought that in the thing when they voted to change the CPACs, that the minutes would be taken by the clerk of the board or whoever worked for the clerk. So the actual minutes would have been taken, not you're talking about somebody down there does a summary of our minutes. And I think our raw minutes are kind of important.
We do an action summary and with member comments, and we do post that onto the web, but I can certainly send you a copy.
Yeah, whenever we vote on something, it's nice to have access to the discussion that we had on it. We're all getting older, we don't remember.
Yeah, I was just going to comment, Fred, that, I'm supposed to be off this board. I may still be here like when I'm 80.
And
my name keeps showing up on the agenda every month. That's the only reason I know whether to dial in or not.
And this is Stephanie, the clerk. If any other member wishes for me to send the action summary, I can do that as well.
Yeah, this is John, Stephanie. I would appreciate that. Just email is fine. I mean,
Yeah, Dan Reed would like it too, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Stephanie and myself, Jim Crowder.
Of course. I will make note of that.
I was curious about the ones where we did the action summary on the squawk boxes.
Yeah, those got approved, but we had some comments on the second batch of those that why did we have to do the same thing over again and make the guy pay twice? Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was one where they had the decibels and all the stuff on that Leanne didn't have any answer for. That would be nice to see that.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry you're all fogged in and can't see the juniper
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
If we don't have anything else, Stephanie or the rest of you, then I'd like to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, before we do that, Merry Christmas, everybody. Chris, Stephanie, thank you for everything. Fred, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you guys, everybody.
Yep. Thank you, John.
All right.
Take a motion to close the meeting.
I'll second it.
All right. Good night, gentlemen. Happy birthday, John.
Okay, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Everybody take care now.
Okay, Fred.
Bye.
Okay.